Hello guys, this is Alex Jillian or Aloysius Zanderman here. In this video, I will be doing a discussion on how my viewers with this video can help themselves with my advice and reduce their worries and reduce their problems of overthinking in this world. Some viewers probably do think too much. You probably really are thinking too much. And well, here is my advice for you so that way you can know how to stop thinking about things too much in this world. Here's how it goes. Here's my advice. Call the Grinch on your phone. Call the Grinch, that Dr. Seuss character. Call the Grinch on your phone and have the Grinch come over to your house and take all of your stuff from your house and have the Grinch take all of your stuff away from your house and put it in a landfill somewhere. And you will be left alone in your house with just yourself, your mind, and your body. And with all of the materials you no longer have, you can now be set free in your spirit and soul with magic and wonder in this world. And you will no longer have any worries of thinking too much ever again. And that's basically my advice. And yeah, that obviously does not happen, because we do have sins. We do have greed. We do have lust. We do have jobs. We do have money. We do have family. We do have children. We do have parents. We have machines and books and movies and DVDs and games and cards and letters and all that stuff. And everybody makes mistakes. And everybody does have purposes here and there, at least as a general kind of theory about it. So what that means is actually overthinking is final. You cannot avoid it. And also, underthinking is final. You cannot avoid it. In life, all humans will think too much. And also, all humans will think too little. And also at times, there will be some humans who will think just the right amount of thinking. And that is because we have sin, we have evil, we have wickedness. We have darkness, we have blindness, we have confusion, we have ignorance, we have rumors, we have doubts, we have bad judgments, we have accidental judgments even. We make errors, we make flaws, we break our materials. There's so much that happens in the world against us, and often it's our fault. And what's scary is, humans can even like to do some mistakes and like to do some evils and like to do some errors and such. And so therefore, unfortunately, the mind is what it is. The mind does think too much. And the mind also thinks too little. And also the mind thinks just the right amount of thinking. So what can we do in this world? Just have grace, just have modesty, just have kindness, just have honesty, tell the truth, be honest, be responsible, be proper, consider etiquette. And also, more importantly, if you really do need to stop thinking too much, then put down in a long book, like a long journal book of hundreds of pages, what ideas your mind has, what words your mind has, what theories your mind has. Put all of those words of your mind onto your journal. Create a book of hundreds of pages in a journal of all of the words and ideas in your mind. And when you're done, maybe wait a year or two after you write that journal. Maybe even 5 years, Like, do not read the journal again right away. Do not read it again right away. Just wait, and recover from all of that writing activity of that mindful journaling you're doing in your journal of the mind. Yeah, like create a journal of your mind. And in your journal of the mind, put in all of the words and ideas of what comes from your mind. And leave the book alone for, like, let's say a couple of years. And then when you are ready to read the journal of your mind, pick up that book. Pick up the book that says Journal of Your Mind. Read the book carefully and thoroughly. You must read the entire Journal of Your Mind. It could take a couple weeks, or maybe even 6 months or a year or so. It could maybe even take 2 years to read the whole journal of your mind, the whole book of your mind. And when you're done reading it, give a book report and tell your parents and friends and appreciable leaders why the human mind does not equal the truth. Because you will soon see why. You see, it is from the garden of Adam and Eve that the devil introduced the lovers from the abandoning garden a new seed, a new fruit. And it contains the knowledge of good and evil. And that includes the knowledge of no knowledge, the knowledge of absence of knowledge, the knowledge of refusal of knowledge, the knowledge of hatred of knowledge, the knowledge of denialism of thinking, the knowledge of bad thinking, the knowledge of evil thinking, the knowledge of wicked thinking, the knowledge of mistaken thinking, the knowledge of poor thinking. Sure, you get the good stuff of the apple, wisdom, smarts, intelligence, judgment, such, but then you get the dark side. And let me ask you this. If I describe overthinking as the darkness that is in you, and if you cannot take a flashlight and put it in your mouth and look at all of the organs in your body, including your brain, what makes you think you can really actually stop thinking too much in this world? It's not always possible. In real life, freedom can just be a desire or maybe even non-existent. At times you have to just make signaling and make changes to a focus where you can be responsible and tolerate your level of imperfect judgment and thinking in this world. You have to just, you have to basically, you have to just basically try to be like just a normal person whenever you should be, and just be modest, graceful, and kind, kind and honest, and, you have to just learn how to, develop your mind gradually over time and not go to any extreme chances of failure with new ideas. And definitely, if you think about it, your brain is a muscle. Okay, your brain is muscle. Your mind is a muscle. It is an integrative spirit of some kind, and you have to learn how far you could go in the wind with your thoughts, feelings, and ideas before you start hitting a wall with your prejudice and anxiety and psychological disorders, because we do have mindful activities. And from time to time, we also have mindless activities because, well, instinct can also drive us. And by word of God, the animal instinct is a part of man. Um, and I mean, come on. And I know there's that artificial intelligence thing going on, the AI thing with the robot thing. But let me ask you this: um, um, if I turned you into a robot, let's say, and if I programmed you to stop thinking too much with my keys, would that really be desired? No, actually, in real life, it's beautiful when people think too much. It's beautiful when people think too little. I mean, sure, there are ugly moments of those things, but it can be so wonderful and delightful and fantastic that the human minds are very bouncy and go all over the place, because that's how we get our imagination and curiosity for future discoveries in this world. Otherwise, we might as well be sitting on a rock and waiting for the light forever. Anyways, take care. Have a good one.